Hello everyone and welcome to Fun Knife Friday. Hey, get comfortable, get sat down, get strapped in, put them seat belts on because we're going to have a hoot today. We have a really fun knife and I want to tell you why it's a fun knife. Stuart Harvey, well known within the knife community, known for doing wonderful things for wonderful people. He has sent me a knife to review. This is actually the second knife that he sent me. But what we're going to be looking at here today is the first tactical Viper. So the first knife that Stuart sent me here a few months back was a Swiss Army knife, and I included it in a video on my top 5 Swiss Army knives that I own. And I'll put a link to that video here at the end of this video so that you can review that one too. But everyone, please say thanks to Stuart Harvey. He's a great guy. Stuart, this means a lot. It really does. So what we're going to do here today is, well, Stuart asked my opinion on a peace officer, what I thought of this little tactical knife. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to readjust the camera. We'll go through the specs on the knife just a little bit and a little bit on the company. And then we're going to have some fun because I'm going to try to do a couple demonstrations and we're going to test this knife out just a little bit. So hang on just a minute. So let's hear what the marketing department has to say about this knife. The Viper is a compact, efficient blade crafted from Aus-8 steel, and it makes the Viper one of their most precise folding spear knives with thumb bridge technology and the grip features integrated into the rugged, lightweight FRN handle for even greater control and performance. The short blade and full-size handle makes this a perfect utility knife. So the Viper features a modified spear point blade with Aus-8 steel. The blade length is 2.56 inches or 65.1 millimeters, and the blade thickness is 0.13 inches or 3.2 millimeters. The open length of the Viper is 6.48 inches or 164.6 millimeters, and the closed length is 3.9 inches or 99.1 millimeters. The Viper weighs in at 4.2 ounces or 119 grams. And again, the handle is FRN. It has steel liners, and it is an open design there, as you can see. And it also has a little plastic scraper stored inside. Now the knife comes in this very nice box right here. Viper's knife spear. Very nice logo there. And it slides out. And you find your knife. And this is what's very nice here. I think this is so nice. They actually send an Allen wrench with it. Well, it's not an Allen wrench, but the wrench for the screws. It's got some extra replacement screws in there, and it has an extra one of those plastic scrapers. So I think that's pretty cool that they send a little extra there. Okay, so one of the big features on this, and it's a trademark. They call it the thumb bridge technology, and just look at this thumb bridge here. As you can see how much wider that bridge is than the thickness of the blade. So when you put your thumb on top there, you have a wide platform there for your thumb to be on, and then it has this really nice choil here in addition to a sharpening choil, but you can really get up close with this little knife here, little knife blade. Additionally, it has jimping further on up the blade, so I mean you can really get in here and do some precise work, and it is a good grip on there. We're going to be talking about this here in the demonstration here just a little bit, and why I really like that, that thumb bridge there. It's a well-constructed knife. And another feature is the pocket clip, which you know from my other videos, I'm not normally a big fan of pocket clips, but in this case, again, we'll see it in the demonstration of why it's important on this knife. Has a very nice pocket clip, and you can see they put the clip, they tucked it underneath the liner. And they said that reduces the stress on the screws, and the screws should not be coming loose that way. It is reversible, so it is ambidextrous. So, what I'm going to do now is take a little break, and we're going to get set up, and we're going to do a couple scenarios based on a couple of real life experiences I had. So what I've done is I've put on an old pair of my duty pants, and these have cargo pockets here. This is Velcro here. You can clip a knife in here. It also has a zippered pocket here. You can unzip, and there's two little slots down in there. So there's plenty of opportunity to have, you know, a blade on both sides of you, one with a quick access, maybe one in here deeper in the pocket, a little harder to get to on both sides. Always remember that whenever you're carrying something, especially for self-defense purposes, that any weapon that you have is a weapon that can be taken from you and used against you. So that's where this pocket clip comes in. You can see it just barely shows down here. It would be very unnoticeable. If you're standing in front of somebody like this, it would be hard for them to see that that knife is even there. So let's just check this out. One-handed, easy to deploy, easy to deploy. But what I think the advantage of this knife and that thumb bridge is, oftentimes you're out in cold weather and you have a glove on. And this is actually kind of a one of my old leather gloves. It's not super thick, but still it would be the type of glove that I'd normally be wearing. So, can I get this knife out? Look at that. I can get it out and I can deploy it. Very important. The next thing, and I'll also add, in cold weather, if your hands and feet and that get cold, if your fingers get cold, you lose manual dexterity in your fingers. So having that extra bridge there to get a hold of, that's very useful. One other scenario that I did have, well, hold on just a moment. One other scenario that I did have is I had a crime victim that had been cut several times. I arrived to the scene. The ambulance was already there in this particular instance, but a lot of times the peace officer is the first one on the scene before the ambulance crew gets there. Blood is very slippery, very slick, and so let's put this glove on, and to simulate the slickness of some blood, put a little dish soap on here. It really makes these gloves slick. So, let's test our deployment. Look at that. Perfect, perfect. And even with this, I still have as slippery as all of this is, I still got a good grip on this knife. Stuart, thank you so much for sending this knife. Having this bridge on here is invaluable. Unfortunately, going to the First Tactical website and other websites that sold this product, it looks like this particular knife is no longer in production. However, Stuart did tell me that they're very popular there in Canada, and they sell them in their military exchanges there in Canada. So I'm assuming they're still available in some of the stores. This is an excellent knife. This is an excellent knife. Look at that. Let's slather a little more on here. I'm going to have a clean knife, aren't I? Look at that. I still have good grip. Let's try this again. Put a little more on. I'm telling you, blood is very slick. You're trying to put bandages on, or you're trying to cut clothes off, and your gloves are all blood covered, and you can't hold on to anything, and you might need to deploy a knife to cut a seat belt or cut some clothing off in a hurry. And to be able to do it one-handed like this, look at that. As slathered as that is, perfect. Perfect. I don't normally do a lot of recommendations on this channel, but I'm telling you, this is a great knife for from a first responder perspective, and for anyone that's looking to have, well, it's actually billed as a utility knife, and that's why the small blade, but you still have the full-size handle, which everyone knows I really like. So you can use it as a utility. I just saw Jolly Peanut do a review on the Cold Steel, what is that, the Mini Tough Light, a knife that I was thinking about purchasing. But I tell you what, I think this actually fits the bill too. Dual purpose. So anyway, again, Stuart, I can't thank you enough for sending me this knife. It means a lot to me, my friend. And everyone, you know, if you're enjoying my videos here, why, please hit that subscribe button and help the channel grow. Until next time, have a very delightful day.